Alright, so yeah, just flag. Let's see how this fire holster works out, because the UI is now different. It doesn't actually just burn you all of a sudden, but I think you have to be damaged. So now normally when I would run towards you, it would actually burn. So I think by now you would be burnt. Yeah, you would be burning by now. So it is not actually working at all. So even if I stand... So it says line of sight, but I don't think that's entirely true. So you just tell me when I... So just shoot me a little bit, because clearly it's not working. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. You see there's a little indicator there. It's burning. So there's like a red line that moves towards you. I can see it. And now I'm on cooldown. So it seems though it's not line of sight. It's just if you are within the distance and you take damage, it shows that you're taking damage. So you actually have to take damage for it to proc. Now I don't know if that's completely true. It might be subject to change. But it seems like that's going to be the way that it works, which is really good. So like, okay, stop shooting me now. I'm going to proc an armor kit because the cooldown's about to come back. So I want to make sure that it's not, you know, it's not just the armor damage. So now if I come towards you, there's a little indicator. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I can actually see it.
Yeah.
It shows on my screen.
So there is, okay, so you can be, you don't have to have taken damage from the person, it seems. You just have to come within the 20 meters and it indicates, and there's like a, what is it, like 3 seconds before it actually procs.
About.
Yeah. So, hold on, that's interesting, because yesterday it didn't do that, did it? So let's try that again. Okay, let me beat my distance. I'll tell you when the cooldown, now stay there, yeah? Just don't flag yet, I'll tell you when. Okay, flag now. Okay, so I'm just gonna not even aim at you, I'm just gonna be running to the side. I'm not even looking at you. I haven't looked at you yet. Nothing's happening. If I aim at you, you're in my line of sight. Nothing's happening. So I don't know if there's an issue with it or the way it works. Just flag again. Just tap me once. There. It's gonna burn you now.
So you have to take damage from me.
Yeah, you have to take damage or kind of be in a fight with them. I think you need to be engaged in combat. So this is just going to be a test. We're going to take the fire holster off. I'm just going to put this right here that gives me, so this is max status effect, max skill damage. Now it could be more obviously, but I want to keep it balanced. So we're going to compare this build with an ongoing directive because the backpack is quite interesting. So let's have a look and see how much damage it does on the initial hit. This is a maxed out skill build. So can you flag now? Let's see how it goes. So it hits pretty hard, 200k, but the bleed is just terrible now. So it takes chunks out of you. It will kill you pretty well, but it doesn't really work as well, near as well as it used to. The bleed used to be the overall damage, especially because I've spec'd all into status effect. There we go. Yeah, let's put the ongoing directive now, and I think it's quite interesting because we do have skill damage on the one piece, but ongoing directive is meant to be a hybrid. So what we've done is we've put some weapon damage on, and I wanted to see how strong this backpack is because it says increases the duration of your bleed status effect by 50% and all bleed damage done by 100%. So you would think the bleed would be significantly more than what it was ticking for there. And as you can see, it was ticking for 17k. So let's see now. That's not all a skill build. It's not all yellows. But if you look at this, it doesn't actually buff your, it would have to be status effects. You would have to roll status effects because this is, when it goes up, it's just damage, range, and health. Damage, range, health. That's it. Damage, range, health. So the bleed, let's see the difference. So you can flag now if you want. So it was 17k. So now, I mean, the difference is hardly anything. So, but look how much damage you took from that.
That is more.
So,
And it's still ticking.
yeah,
Yeah, that was more.
you took more damage. I think it was because of the vile mask that I've got on. So,
Possibly.
but I mean, you could see the ticks were more, but not that significantly more. So it seems as though, you know, the bleed from the backpack isn't as good as what you would think it would be, by 100%. But it's been nerfed so much that it's just not really that. It's not worth speccing into it anymore. I would personally just go for all skill damage now and not just focusing on the bleed. Let's have a look and see exactly what we can do here. I'm just going to put this mission on challenging just to give us an idea. of how much damage this can do. I don't know, it seems bleed has been nerfed too much, and ongoing directive is just going to be a DPS set. That's how I feel, to be honest. But, I don't know. That's held in there for quite a while. Good damage, yeah. So, it's the skill damage that's hitting him. It's really good skill damage though. Let's see what you got. The bleed hardly ticks then. Seems to be, I think it seems that skill damage is going to be the way to go. Generally with any kind of bleed build, you would have to go for the initial skill damage. That's what I would say. Let me tell you something now though. If you turn this into a DPS build, boy it hits hard. Bleed and fire, more importantly the fire holster and bleed hives, they received a significant nerf and a buff at the same time, and I'm going to quickly explain to you guys what happened. So as you saw from the footage, we're going to talk about the bleed hive first. So 75% is the damage increase that the hive received. That is not the bleed, that is only the skill damage. So I thought to myself, okay, let me have a look and see if the bleed damage is going to be significant. I put on my maxed out pyro build with almost maxed out status effect rolls on everything, and the bleed hardly did anything to someone in PvP with 1 million armor. Now, as you guys saw in challenging, it's the tick of the bleed that doesn't even do much damage, even with the Vile Mask. It seems as though investing into a bleed build is not going to be the way, unless you want to utilize it with the ongoing directive to give yourself more damage. Like for example, having Sadist on your weapon to deal 20% more weapon damage, or utilizing this over here, increased hollow point ammo, which gives you more weapon damage, which is a really good way. Like this set is so strong with the bleed, even though you're only putting the bleed on to activate the hollow point ammo to give you damage. So killing a status affected enemy grants hollow point ammo for your active weapon. We all know about this. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage when they're on bleed by 35% with the chest piece. Now the reason why I use the backpack is, look at this guys, it's been changed. So it's Trauma Specialist, increase the duration of your bleed status effect by 50% and all bleed damage done by 100, and it's still weak. So I feel like they've fine-tuned it a bit too low. PvP players will probably be happy, but in my opinion, if you want to go for a full maxed out bleed damage build, skill damage is the way to go. Let's move on to the fire holster. So I've just got a little bit of a demonstration build on. It's just like a status effect build. Status effect rolled on pretty much everything. And I'm sure you guys will be pleased to know, everyone knew about this, but I just wanted to demonstrate it in the PTS to how the fire holster has actually been changed. A lot of you guys know in PvP it's plaguing it. It's pretty bad in PvP. You're just getting set on fire and you can't ADS. It's a bit of an issue. Personally, I think they should just allow you to ADS while you're on fire. Then it would resolve a lot of these problems. But the fire holster has been changed. So let me go into it. As you guys saw from the footage, pretty much Dragon's Glare is not how it works. While in combat applies burn to enemy closest to you. So what happens now is there's an indicator, like a red line that goes towards the enemy to let you know when they're going to be put on fire. Now, it's very inconsistent right at the moment, because you're supposed to be in the line of sight. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but what we found was, even if I was standing next to the person, they would not get set on fire until we kind of engaged. When someone started shooting me and taking away my armor, then it procced. Sometimes it just procced out of the blue, so I'm not entirely sure exactly how it works or how line of sight works, but it definitely is weaker and it takes a while for it to proc. So I think you guys will be happy to hear that, because it is pretty strong and a lot of people use it. The cooldown is really, really low. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this little video. I just wanted to update you guys on bleed and the burn and the fire holsters more specifically, because burn damage is still one of the strongest status effects. It still does huge damage. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think this is a good changes? I'm happy the fire holster is getting changed, but bleed is a bit lackluster right now. I feel like they've overtuned bleed a little bit too much, but it's still pretty decent in PvP for the skill damage itself, the initial damage. So with that being said, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing everybody in the next video. Peace out, agents.